Hi, everybody. It's Sarah Price, Senior Ruby Ambassador, and we are on mile marker number 3. So we've already changed our order to process between the 1st and the 16th of the month so that we start out our month strong. We also have already shared our why on social media with our friends and family, and that is a really exciting and a really big step. So mile marker number 3 is creating your 100 list. So I'm going to talk a little bit about what that is and how to do it. If you've never heard of your 100 list, you have no idea, like, what is she talking about right now? Then we're going to go through it. I'm going to walk you through what it is and how to create it. So one of the, this list is going to stick with you throughout your entire business, and you're going to be adding to it all of the time. It's going to be, constantly changing and evolving. But this is where you're going to start. So I don't know if you've ever heard of the acronym FRANKS. We call this our FRANKS list. So this is basically a memory jogger exercise, and we go through the acronym FRANKS to kind of help jog our memory and think about all of the people that we know. Okay, so I want you to get out your success guide that came with your welcome pack, your success kit, which is that red box that came with your products that you, when you first signed up. And I want you to look at page 13 and 14. So this is going to walk you through creating your Franks list, and it even gives you a little handy spot to start your list. So it goes through this acronym with you, and I'll just kind of go through it really quickly too, but after this video, I want you to pull out your success guide, and I want you to dig into that a little bit more. So, okay, so our Franks list. So F stands for friends. All of your friends that you have had, current friends, past friends. R is relatives. A is acquaintances, so people that you know, but maybe, don't know that well. N is neighbors, so that could be current neighbors or past neighbors. Neighbors from when you were little, neighbors from the house that you lived in before this one, your current neighbors. K. K, I'm on K. K is for any kid connections that you might have. So, are your kids in sports? Are your kids in school? Do you know teachers from school? Do you know maybe the secretary in the attendance office at your kid's school? Your kids' coaches or other parents from, that are on your kids' teams or gymnastics or dance or whatever, your kids are involved in. Maybe it's just other parents that you've met from, mom's groups or anything like that, anything connected to activities that your kids are involved in. And then S is service organizations. So this could be any type of service organization you are involved in. Maybe that's, some people are involved in, Rotary, or some serve on a board of a nonprofit, or maybe you volunteer with a nonprofit. Maybe, church, anybody who you know from church. Let's see, Lions Club, or any sort of public service group that you are a part of and people that you know from that group. So, and as you're thinking of these names, here's the thing. I don't want you guys to be thinking, oh, I know that person, but no, they would never be interested in Plexus, or I wouldn't feel comfortable reaching out to them about Plexus. This list has nothing to do with Plexus. This is just a memory jogger list. So don't rule anybody out. If you think of their name, put it on your list. And you may, like I said, there's a spot in here for you to write names down. You may end up blowing through these columns, and that's okay. Just, you can also do it in an Excel sheet. So obviously my list is blank because I have mine in an Excel sheet. And the way I do it is I have names, and then I have a column that helps me kind of know where that person is at. So if I've sent them a sample, I say, sent a sample on whatever date it was. If they've showed interest, then I say, they've showed interest but haven't ordered. If it's somebody that has told me no, but You know, I've said, oh, you know, would it be okay if I followed up with you? And if I checked back in with you in 6 months or so, who knows where we're all going to be in 6 months? And they've said yes. Then I say in that column, check back with them on whatever date that's going to be. So I kind of keep a running list. Sometimes it's just somebody that I'm strictly building my relationship with. Sometimes it's somebody that I maybe went to junior high or high school with, but I wasn't like great friends with them. And we haven't talked in maybe years or a decade or, you know, something like that. So in that case, that's somebody that I really want to focus on reconnecting with and building that relationship with before I talk to them about Plexus. So I'd put an R in that column if it's somebody that I'm working on a relationship with. But that's just the way I do it. That helps me kind of be organized a little bit more and helps me keep track of where I am with everybody. So I do that in an Excel sheet. You can also do that on paper. Some people have it in a notebook and they take it with them wherever they go, so that if they're, you know, in the carpool line waiting for, you know, to pick up their kids, then they can pull that out super quick and, you know, send out a couple of messages to people that's on that list. So my kids aren't in school, so that's not the way that it works for me. For now, an Excel sheet works really great because anytime I'm sending out messages, it's at nap time and I'm usually in front of my computer. So that's what works for me, but find out whatever works best for you, whatever is most convenient for you, and jot down those names. So again, I want to reiterate, don't rule anybody out. This is just a memory jogger. We're thinking of just everybody you can think of. And if your list goes over 100, that's okay. Don't stop just because you've got to 100. If you can get more than 100 names, then that's great. But again, don't rule anybody out just because you think that they wouldn't be interested in Plexus, or, you know, even if they've told you no before, still write down their name. Even if they're, you know, maybe with a different company or something, write their name down. This is not a list of who I'm going to reach out to about Plexus. This is just a list of people that you know. So here's what we're going to do. So after you've gotten your list, I want you to take a picture of it and post it in the comments of this video. And then that's going to be your entry into our drawing at the end. So this is a pretty straightforward one. And this is something that's, you know, going to take a little bit of thinking through. You may not be able to get your list completed in one day. So I definitely know that, and I'm going to take that into account. So we'll give you a couple days to get that list completed. And I'll post the deadline in the description of this video and give you guys a couple days to work on that. So this is a pretty straightforward one, but if you do have any questions, of course, you can always post them in the comments of this video too. So this is a list, you know, that's going to be huge. You're going to be working off this list for as long as you're doing Plexus. So this is really a key part of your business and a really foundational part of your business. So I'm excited to see all of your lists and really think through it. And you might want to even keep it handy, because names might come to you while you're doing something else. So if it's an Excel sheet, keep your computer open. If you're doing it in your success guide, then just keep that handy on your counter or something like that, so you can jot some names down. If you're out, maybe write them in the notes on your phone if you can't get to your list right away, so that you don't forget those names later. All right, guys, excited to see all of your lists, and we will see you soon.